legends, this is Geriatric. Welcome back to another episode of Straight Talk. We're so excited to see you. Are we, Lady Raven?
We are.
And I'm one of your hosts, Geriatric, and my pronouns are she and her, or they and them. Depends on my mood. Just don't piss me off. Throw that out there.
And my pronouns, Pigeon, is her, she.
Oh, lovely. I wonder if anybody ever gets that. Well, we'll figure it out one day. And we have a wonderful special guest, and we're going to let them introduce themselves as well.
My name is Joie Lamar, and I am not pronoun, I don't want to use the word sensitive, but I'm not pronoun specific. That's it.
Ooh,
I'm not pronoun
like
specific. I respond to he, they, them, she, her.
Gender fluidity.
I am as fluid as the Atlantic Ocean.
There you go.
Is it still fluid? Please tell me it's still
It's
fluid.
not frozen.
Okay.
I'm like the Sahara Desert, but hey, the ocean's good. Joey, explain. We're really, really excited and so happy to have you on the show because you're doing something that is so needed in the community. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing and what you're up to.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, both of you. I'm excited too. I'm excited of being here, and I'm excited of what we're doing. And what we're doing is I've gotten together with my best friend and one of the biggest, if not the biggest media company, LGBTQ 2S plus media company in Toronto. And we've formed a publishing company that is exclusive for 2S LGBTQ writers. And the reason we did that was because as an author, I had a lot of experience with traditional publishing companies who consider our group, our identity, our community a genre and not a people writing various genres. And I thought the only way to get around that is to do it ourselves. And so that's what we're doing.
Isn't that the truth, right?
Yeah.
If you can't get anybody to join you, just do it.
Get you guys going.
That's it.
Yeah.
Representation is everything.
So it's seen that, well, let's kind of back up a little bit about the publishers, because I think people need to understand this. And I mean, this goes for radio and TV stations, and you know, they're required under the CRTC rules to include Canadians and diversity. But it kind of seems like not everybody's really keeping up to where they should.
The racial profiling.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
all of the above. All of the above. I'm a Latina, Latino, Latinx, all of the above. And so I fell into two buckets that can easily be kicked into a corner. We're not looking for Latinx content, and we're definitely want to hear your stories. We want the LGBTQ stories, but we only open those submission dates once a year, or that's what they tell you. And then the difficulty of getting our books published becomes more evident as you start putting them out there to all of the various publishing companies. And we're not a genre, we're a community. We write horror stories and love stories and memoirs, and we
so wrong. I'm infuriated by this right now.
Exactly. And so the only way around it is to actually, it's not an easy thing to form a publishing company, and we've gone through the gamut from business plan to the legalities and everything in between. But we are going to be, number one, a traditional publishing company where we don't charge our writers to publish their books. We do the right thing. We bring in the talent, and we'll even nurture. We have what we call a talent nurturing program. So if you've got a great story, but you're not necessarily yet a good writer, we'll get you there. If you're a good writer and you don't necessarily have a good story, we'll get you there. Because the most important thing to us is that we represent. We want our books on those bookshelves. It makes it easier for the world to embrace us if people read our stories and see that we're not that different from, you know, the other communities that make up our planet. But also it's, you know, I completely remember going to a library or going to a bookstore when I was young and knew that I was different and not being able to find a story that made me feel like I belonged on the planet. There were no love stories. There were no, right? So it's important. It's more important than people, realize. It's important I think it'll change the world, actually. And our tagline is turning the page. And that's exactly what we want to do. We want to turn the page on literature.
That's it. You've nailed it on the head there, Joie. I think it's really important. One of the best quotes I ever heard was of a person of color talking about how I want you to embrace who I am, but I don't want to be at a disadvantage because of who I am.
Exactly.
And so you've got, so an author is an author. It doesn't matter where they come from, but you want to, it should never disadvantage you from something moving forward. And I'm always just so pissed off.
Yeah.
That's my only way to say it.
Welcome to my world.
Right? I could be a very angry, bitter old lady that's been married 8 times.
7 times. You haven't gotten married the 8th time yet.
Oh, I'm working on it.
Come on.
I had the fortunate experience of meeting with a publisher from our community when I first talked about my first book, which happened to be a memoir. And he has since closed down his business for a variety of personal reasons that have nothing to do with how good a publisher he was. But the one thing that he made certain was that he put out my first book and my memoir to different institutions that would benefit from reading a simple memoir about a young girl who felt different and putting the fun in the dysfunctional family that was mine. And so I'm proud of the fact that book went to 2 different LGBTQ positive schools, the Milks High School in New York, and then the Harvey Milk High School in New York, and also Pride School Atlanta, which has closed since the book went out. But that's why publishing our stories are so important, because they have to make their way to the schools, they have to make their way to the libraries. We're not just doing this for the profit of the company, we're doing this to actually put books on shelves.
And to let those that are feeling left out, that they're not.
Exactly.
So what is, how long have you been in business now?
We've been in business for less than a year. We got caught up in the coming out with a new business amongst the whole COVID story itself. So that slowed us down, but it's been almost a year. We just signed on a very big contract with an icon, a British icon, her memoir. She actually was the first Grand Marshal in the first Pride Parade in London. And so we have her memoir, we have some of my books on there, and we have about 4 or 5. Our goal is to get at least 12 new books as part of our portfolio per year, and then just get them out to all of the libraries and bookstores and schools and wherever we can, and then repeat that the next year. We're not a get rich quick kind of a thing. It's all about representation for us, right?
Right. So what's the process for somebody if they wrote a book and they really wanted to get it published, and how would they go about that?
We've made it very simple. If you go onto our website, which is www.brainspired.com, brainspiredpublishing.com, and you click on submissions, we actually have a template to attach your manuscript to, and a couple of easy questions, and that comes to us. We have a couple of people read the book, do some reader's notes. If we think that the book will hit the floor running right away, it's just a matter of calling you up, discussing the process and the contract and how to take you forward. If we think the book needs a little work, or you need a little work with your writing, we do that too. it has to be a really crappy story or a really crappy writer to not get past us, right? Or to get past us, I should say. But everything else we simplify to get to where we're publishing your book. And the uniqueness of our company too is that because I've brought on this large media marketing firm, the Inspired Media firm, we also give you literary agency that you don't pay for, TV marketing on the couch, and some of the other programs that Antoine takes care of. Lots of magazine interviews with all of his publications, as well as social media, press releases. We work with a distributor who distributes worldwide to all the big box stores, bookstores, and also all the small local stores, and worldwide. So we're hitting it hard. We're going small with the number of authors that we bring on, but we're paying really good attention to those few authors and getting their work out there.
Nice.
Well, we're happy to do that as well. I mean, don't ever be shy to reach us and say, hey, we got these things coming out. Let's do something. We're here to
Thank you.
help
Would
too,
love that.
right?
Thank you.
Yeah, no, and Antoine's wonderful. So we
Oh, I love Antoine. He's a doll. Absolute
He's a
doll.
great guy. Don't say
Yeah.
it too much, though. He's got a big head already. It's just-
Woo! That's good. That's good to know. No.
No, he is a great guy. All kidding aside.
Yeah. So okay, so somebody has an idea, they submit their idea, and then you'll work with them in some way or another, trying to get them to either do better or it's great, you'll run with the ball, or you might put it on hold for a little bit while you're sorting other stuff out. That's
Yeah.
what I
And we
kinda
haven't
got.
we haven't had, the one thing that has shocked me is the amount of talent in our community. I say that we'll help you and we'll nurture you, but we haven't had that experience yet. We've actually received some amazing manuscripts that we're still going through, and I'm in awe of the talent and the stories. And I think that's really the difference between writers of our community and maybe some more privileged communities and less marginalized communities, is that our stories are so rich, so emotional, so full of feels. And then the way people put them down is almost as if it's therapeutic and cathartic for them. And that's exactly what you get. You get that quality of the story that you read, and it just pulls your chest out, or it makes you laugh hard, or it's so poetic. It's beyond understanding, like the balladry that is written. I'm not BSing you guys. We have some of the most exquisite writing talent out there, and I can't wait to feature it for the world to see, honestly.
I so look forward to this.
Thank you.
Will
Thank
say
you.
I believe it because I do a little bit in the comedy scene, and since working with Jerry with Straight Talk, I've been lucky and very fortunate to meet a lot of comedians in the LGBTQ community. And not to put down my comedians that I've worked with or whatever, but I absolutely love these guys, love them. Yeah. And you have a different perspective and stuff. And it's just, I'm actually thinking, hey, if I could pull these guys in, hey, send me some of your best material. Let's compile this into a book and submit it to you. I'd be like, I think that'd be bomb.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Except for Jerry and the Seven Wives.
Favorites. You did get to meet one of your favorites, Lady Raven, remember?
Yeah, it's true.
We did. We had Colin Moran. He was incredibly...
Oh.
Yeah, that person should write a book.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Especially, as a parent of a trans kid too. And just the experience that he talked about when he's with us was incredible. That's a story. That should be told over and over again, because so many parents turn their kids away, And
if it's written from through his comedy, which I always find is almost it's healing. Comedy is healing. And
Laughter
I think
is healing.
laughter is healing. So if you write something as a parent of a transgender child, but put it through comedy so that people, it's that old adage of a spoonful of sugar makes, everything go down. I think comedy is that sugar. And I think it's easier to embrace something as if you come at it militantly, come through comedy. Yeah, he should write a book. Send him to us if he does. Although he's not of our
cell phone
community.
number? I have it. Do you want to call him?
Let's call him now. No.
Oh, that would be interesting. Oh, sorry, Lady Raven. Go ahead. Did I cut you off?
Oh, no. I thought you were going to say something.
Oh, no. You know me. I don't have any wine today, so I'm not doing that great. Oh, my goodness. So it's all very exciting. I think this, Joie, is an incredible thing you're doing, and it's so exciting, and we're so happy to share it. And whenever you have stuff, please just let us know. We'll get it on the show and talk about it and put it on our social media too to help, because what you're doing is so important. So important.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you. We think so too, and it would be great if you could help. Great to get those folks out there.
It's a shame that we have to do this, but it's great that you are doing it.
It's one positive step towards like where we're going, and that's key. As long as we keep the positive momentum.
Yeah. And it's the right way to go in this new world that we now live in. People are reading more.
Sure.
I mean, that was part of our business plan. I mean, aside from being very passionate about what we do, we do have a little business knowledge there that we applied. And, the amount of reading has gone up because of COVID and being distanced and all. So it's a good time for especially children to read their stories at home and see themselves in the stories that they read. And that was a driving force for me, remembering my childhood. And I think it's great to do now while kids are at home, right?
Very, very true. Well, Lady Raven and Joie, on that note, I want to thank you again for coming on the show. It's greatly appreciated, and we get to learn so much, and I'm so excited. And we will make sure that we share your website and all that stuff so people can, find you. And
me too.
And please, come. We'll get you again when you're maybe in another 6 months or so, and get an update on what's happening and see where you're at. And I think that would be really exciting to see where you're at in about 6 months.
Thank you so much.
Or you'll be too busy. You might be too busy.
Or there'll be a beach behind me.
Right. Well, we could just call you a politician and no, I won't do that. But it'll be a real one, right?
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right,
awesome.
pigeons. Thank you again for tuning in to Straight Talk. We'd love to see you, and make sure you're pushing that red devil's button down below. We know you know where it is now. It's that big red one that says subscribe. I know you can't find it anywhere else, but you can find it on us or me. Just push it, because I need somebody to push it. My God. Oh my God. Anyway, pigeons, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on another episode of Straight Talk. And never underestimate who you are and the voice you have, pigeons. Bye-bye.